Welcome to My New Day. I am so glad you joined us today. We are covering a subject that we have never talked about specifically on My New Day that is so relevant to so many people. And one of our favorite guests is here, Dr. Doug Weiss.
Many people, if not all of us, have a certain degree of sexual brokenness. And it does affect our relationships. And I think sometimes we don't recognize how much damage or, collateral damage that it affects in a relationship. So the topic of this 3-program series is helping her heal. And I think for us guys, we don't have a clue of what to do. Or even that I thought this was just something, that I'm dealing with, and I didn't know that it was really affecting her. And so I know, ladies, you're just like, yes, please help me.
Right.
And so we have, I believe, one of the world leading experts in helping people to walk in wholeness, in their sexuality is Dr. Doug Weiss. He's the Executive Director of Heart to Heart Counseling Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And he's been a longtime friend of us and the ministry. And for us to be able to work together, to be able to bring a message of hope, to you, to your marriage, your family, and generations, I find no greater joy. So let's welcome to My New Day today, Dr. Doug Weiss.
Hello,
hey,
Dr.
it's
Doug
good to be here.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yes, it's good to be here again.
And you know what? Something that we do on Mondays is that we love to celebrate Miracle Monday.
Okay.
And so we like to just, if you were to think, what is a miracle you have seen or experienced in yourself or someone else, what comes to your head?
Well, I see miracles every week. Matter of fact, I was telling clients just this week, when miracles don't happen, that's odd to us.
I love it.
Okay, because we
great?
see broken marriages every week. He's cheated on her, he's doing pornography, he's acted out, he's a liar, etc. They come in broken on Monday and they leave Wednesday or Friday, depending if it's 3 or 5 days later. And they're liking each other. They've had sex once or twice that week. They're walking together. They're being respectful. And we see that miracle happen almost every single week. Every single week. We have a whole team of people. So when we see someone who really doesn't get the miracle,
that's a strange thing.
we're like, well, what happened there?
Yeah, that was a phenomenon.
Yeah. So for us, miracles happen all the time.
I love
We're in the
that.
miracle business. We see people who are broken and damaged, and they walk out healed and whole and happier, and with the tools and discipline to keep them that way. It's not just an experience. It's more like a training session, and then they take that home and keep doing it. And what happens, another miracle, is they actually go home. These broken people, months later, are leading groups on marriage or healing or sexual recovery in their local churches, and they're healing people from a place where they were once broken.
I think so.
Now that's a miracle.
Full
Yes,
circle.
it is.
That is a miracle.
That is a miracle.
And I think for some people, they feel as though the turnaround is going to take too long. It's been years and even decades that brought us here. We're so broken, but it's amazing. When God's
Absolutely.
involved, how that turnaround can be
it's huge.
so quick.
It's huge. I feel they do the intensive and they call me back a month later and 2 months later to follow up, and they're like, this is the best marriage we've ever had.
Love
Dr.
it.
Weiss, you don't get it. He's like a different guy. He cares and he's listening to me. He's sharing feelings. It's so weird, but I like it. And it's but he just didn't know what to do, and we trained him what to do and stuff like that. And sometimes, like what we're talking about today, he just didn't get it.
And a lot of times nobody has told them. I remember talking to a young man just that didn't know how to speak woman at all. I said, so I just went to the basics. I said, well, you know what she needs the most, right? He goes, no. And I said, and then I told him 3 things. I said, she needs to feel safe. She needs to feel priority. She needs to know she's so beautiful.
Yes.
He goes, well, I haven't been doing any of those. I'm like, well, no, but he was crying.
Yeah.
No, he was always crying. So he said,
Yeah.
why didn't anybody tell me that?
Right.
And so we want
there's
to
a
help
disconnect.
people. And on the other spectrum, to introduce today's program, we see women on the other side where there has been, some brokenness and some sexual involvement and things with their husbands, and they're just not getting better.
Right.
And so I believe it is that. Can you introduce this series?
Well, there's 2 sides to that issue. The helping her heal is really for the guy, and now the ladies who watch this DVD, they love it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
They feel
go,
validated.
There's a man who gets my pain. Okay, but let me give you the history of that. For over 2 decades up to this point, I've been listening to women's pain.
Yeah.
Every day for a living. Every day. Every Monday in my office is some woman telling me
You're
how
going to get
awful
some kind of a jewel on your crown. I'm just saying.
it is, and so What I've done is I've taken the pain that I've heard from this collective woman over 20 years, and I've put it in guy language
Yeah.
so that a man can actually get what he's done. That's the first DVD. What you've done. We'll talk maybe about some points there. And then the second DVD is how you can help her heal from what you've done. You know, but you can't help her heal until you get what you've done. You know, you can't be defensive and let's get on with it, honey, and you know, you should be over it. It's been a week. You know, this. You know, if it's been an affair or pornography, some kind of pain that you brought into her life like this, it's going to take a little bit of time to process through that. And this thing, you know, I remember I had this guy. He was a.
I'm sure you have seen it all.
No, yeah, but this guy, he came in and he's a precious brother of Christ, and you know, huge man, basketball player guy, African American guy, and just as handsome as a man can be. And he cheated on his wife. Well, after the first session, I sent him down the hall and go watch this tape. Literally, he was just different in his face. He's like almost white. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe what I've done. I am such a jerk.
Right.
I get it. And I can't tell you, I mean, hundreds of people have had that encounter. Because there's something about a guy telling a guy what has really happened that a guy can get it. If a woman's crying and bleeding and doing all that, and that's all legitimate because she's in pain,
Sure.
but all he's trying to do is manage like the emotion
Yep.
and trying to get out of it. Just
Trying to make her feel better.
Just trying to like, okay, so
Maneuver through
exactly
that.
what's happening over there. I don't quite get the storm.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he doesn't really know how to move into the storm and reset it.
Yes.
Okay, and we teach him how to do that so that he can validate her, and there's ways of doing that. So helping her heal is a way for a man to actually get what happens when you turn your wife's world upside down with an affair or pornography or getting caught in something like that. And then moving into that with her as her ally in her healing.
I really believe this is genius. I think it is so necessary. I've seen places where this works. Our demographic for these next 3 programs, we've got men and women watching.
Absolutely.
I can see how a woman would watch this DVD and force it down her husband's throat, and then we have some issues as well because her husband.
But it actually works.
Does it?
Even if she does
that's
that,
what I wanted to know.
it actually works.
That's what
if
my
it's like you
question
sit in
was.
this chair for 2 hours or I'm going to beat you, it totally works. Because I've had guys who
All right, right now,
just go buy it, right?
you
Just
know.
go get it. But it actually works.
Wow.
Because there's something about a man saying, "This is the pain that you cause." Because even in the very beginning, I talked to the guy. What happens in a man? He wants to discount it and compartmentalize. But see, women are global, and so what happens is the pain that he caused, whether it's adultery or pornography or some kind of significant pain that he brought to her life, it affects her globally. It affects her sexuality. It affects her spirituality. It affects her relationship with her kids.
Absolutely.
It affects her relationship with her parents. It affects her relationships at work. Now she has a secret she has to keep. Now she feels dishonest everywhere she is.
Oh
and
my goodness, you are good at this.
He caused that pain.
Yes.
And so what he wants to, he
And,
doesn't,
I mean,
he
he
doesn't
would
get
perceive it as her, you're just making this bigger than what it should be.
Well, that's because he's a guy. Like he can compartmentalize his
Right.
sin, and plus, if he's in pornography or if he's cheating, he's spiritually and emotionally immature. So he's like a teenage boy who just wants to get over it. Give me my spanking, let's get over it. Let's never talk about it again. Okay? Because he's immature, he doesn't have even the reference point to get that she's in pain. Okay, I know I did it wrong, but let's move on. Let's talk about the future, honey.
Yes, let's move forward.
Yes, instead of like going right into her pain, and we'll talk about that probably next show. But
Is he the one that has to do it?
yes, we'll get to that.
Okay, sorry, I don't
But
want to
right
jump
now,
ahead.
but if he doesn't get what he's done, if he doesn't get that he's destroyed her entire world, he will not have any empathy for when she's in pain. He won't. You see, women who stay angry and hurt and frustrated with their husbands after an affair, after pornography, after stuff, are oftentimes not validated that their pain's even legitimate. So they keep getting aggravated because it's not being validated. So what happens is he can't truly validate her pain until he gets the pain he caused.
She won't be satisfied until he gets it.
Oh no, it's gonna be years until he gets it.
Okay.
And so the tape helps a lot of wear and tear, save you a lot of therapy dollars,
A lot of time.
Okay, yes, because if he gets it, then he can move forward, and they can move forward. Okay, so like one of the examples I talked to with the guys in the very beginning of the tape is this: when you got caught with whatever it was, pornography, self-behavior, prostitutes, an affair, whatever it is you got caught at or got exposed to, or even if you disclosed, no matter how this event occurred to her, it's all new information and she's being bludgeoned. So the imagery I use is like, okay, you took an Uzi and you loaded it up and you just went, and you just shot your wife, and she's got all these bullets all over her body. She's bleeding on the floor, and you're complaining about how sore your finger is.
Oh my gosh.
And what?
That is a great.
You know what I'm saying? And so what
picture.
happens is she's not exactly getting where you're coming from. You have to validate that you're the guy who pulled the trigger. You're the reason she's bleeding, and you're the reason she's not exactly happy or wanting to have sex or is depressed or is not functioning in the way she used to. You're the reason. And it's not about your finger. It's about the bullets, buddy.
Right.
Okay? But it takes a guy to tell a guy these things.
And to give him a graphic
Oh yeah,
picture
no, most
like
guys
that.
are like, I get the Uzi.
Right.
Yeah.
That was me. I did it.
Wow.
I'm 100% responsible for causing the pain. She had nothing to do with it. It wasn't about our marriage. It wasn't about the house being clean. I did it. I'm a moron. I can't tell you guys, watch this. I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
I go, yes, you got it. I now know you got it. Okay? Because, it takes a certain level of immaturity to do the things these guys do.
Yes.
But when they get that and they say, okay, it wasn't just
But then you have a
a
starting point. You see, we don't want to keep them there. But,
No.
But we have to have that starting point where they.
But if he
understand.
doesn't get there, that marriage doesn't get further.
Right.
Because until he can acknowledge to himself that he has intentionally caused this pain, that it wasn't some weird accident, it was thoughtless, it was cruel, it was unkind, it was unjust, and it was unnecessary, and he did that all thoughtlessly against the person he says he loves the most.
Yes.
When he gets that foundational understanding, then they move forward.
Okay. Now, does this flip?
Until then, she's going to keep trying to convince him of those things.
And I don't want to throw you off, but does it flip both ways? Is this the same if the woman has an affair?
Oh,
or
absolutely.
is
Yeah,
it
I've had women watch those tapes too, had an affair, and
Yeah.
it totally changed their mind because they're often like, okay, well, let's get over it.
Yeah.
Because again, morally and spiritually, they're in the same place when that's happening. They kind of decrease in their ability to make decisions. And so what happens is they get an understanding of what they've done to their husband. And it really does help.
Yeah.
It helps them to go, wow, this is really big. Like what I've done is big. It's not a little thing.
Right.
Okay, and they get to if you can get the person who's caused the pain outside of themselves and see what has actually occurred around them, they can actually just get a glimpse of that. They go, oh, now I get it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
This is what they were trying to tell me.
And I think that so many times we've encountered couples where it's specifically a porn issue, where the guy just feels like, you know what, it wasn't against you, it was just a habit I had from before. This is nothing about you not being
totally
beautiful.
against her.
This
Totally
is
against
not
her.
about, and she is completely broken because that need for her to feel safe, beautiful, and priority is all three of them completely smashed.
Oh yeah, smashed. And then
Yeah.
and that's true. And especially, I would say the more pure-hearted the woman is, and the other variable is the percentage in which she's committed to the marriage and to him. Those two variables make it different. So if you get a really pure-hearted good girl, and she's all in the marriage, and then you smash her with pornography. I had one of those in my office this week. I mean, just precious, godly woman. I mean, like a Jesus girl. I mean, she bleeds Jesus. Like she feels sorry for him.
Yeah.
Like she's that girl, right?
Oh my gosh, right.
And she wants to have sex almost every day. Because she's healthy, not because she's sick.
Yeah.
And she's spiritually strong, and she's raising her kids right, and she's homeschooling, and she's
goodness.
all in, right?
Right.
And she's all in for him.
Yeah.
Right? And then he just like whacked her with this stuff. She never really did any major sin. She didn't have sex till after she was married. Like her worldview is like to do it right?
Right.
And then she finds out her guy's like, got a sexual addiction. She's totally right? But so
it takes your breath away. It's like,
So sometimes the more the woman's in, she gets smashed too. Because if a guy's out there doing pornography or if he's out, flirting around and doing other silly stuff, he's not all in the marriage. He's not all in. So if she does something, he doesn't get all hurt. Okay? She's
so
all in.
There is a degree of how
She's
hurt
all
you
in.
can be.
And so she gets smashed. And then so sometimes even you're like, well, okay, ladies, it's just pornography. Yeah, but you understand, I'm all in and I would never do something so stupid.
Right.
Like I wouldn't offend him that way. I wouldn't compare him that way. I wouldn't want to make him feel like he's less than a man. I just wouldn't do that to him. I know you wouldn't. But your moral integrity isn't his. Okay.
Right.
He's a different beast. We'll get him better. He'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
But so sometimes the offending person doesn't realize because they're not all in what the pain feels like when you're all in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So sometimes when you're all in, you get hit with something, and boom, and you get really smashed. So that's what Helping Her Heal helps you understand in the first DVD is not only the pain that happens, but how global it is, but also the intensity in which that person's feeling it. And you're like, it was just a picture. No, it wasn't. It's a symbol of so many things. And there's a lot of things a lot of guys don't get, is women think in symbols and words. Way more than men. Men tend to wear or drive their symbols. Women tend to think in them.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so the picture is a symbol of I'm not enough, I'm ugly, you don't want me, all kinds of.
And we,
They
and
live
I'll,
in that
and
place.
I'll
They
tell
live
you
in that
what,
place.
girls, every single girl has a dream to have one man adore her above
Absolutely.
all else.
And that's legitimate. That's
Yeah.
a legitimate dream.
Yeah, it is, and that is possible. And
It
that,
is.
and that's the cool thing about what you're doing is you're helping people get to that place again.
Yeah, they can. Then, but you're right. But when that dream isn't the dream they're in,
Yeah.
it's very painful.
Yes, it is.
Especially if they are doing what it takes to make that dream possible on their end.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about that season, of pain. So we're validating pain.
Yeah.
We're recognizing the abuse, that we've brought, the injury, the bullets, whatever it might be that we've introduced. Where, or how long does this season last?
Yeah, that's a good question.
To where, because I know the other is like, okay, now that you're beginning to understand, this is even more, and then the punishment, and it just, sometimes that season can be really prolonged.
It can be
longer.
prolonged. So let me tell you how you
Okay.
prolong that season. You dribble out the truth. It is better to tell all the truth, take a polygraph and verify that's all the truth.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It was one person one time, or 50 people 50 times, or 50 people one time, or one time 50 people, whatever it is, okay?
Yep.
Get it on a polygraph.
Or it was 5
and get
years
it
ago,
with-
or it was yesterday.
Yes.
Like, the timing.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. And
Yeah.
so when it started, when it stopped, how many people, you need to have the information to start. So if a guy's like every 2 months telling her about another one,
Right.
or another thing, or, well, when I was in that hotel, when I went to this city, yeah, I did that then. If he keeps dribbling out information, that process of recovery for her is going to take a really long time.
Every single time new information comes
takes
out,
them back
we're
to
in
the same place. Yeah.
back all the way.
All the way back.
And we've heard people who have confessed of something 10 years ago, but for the person they confessed it to, it was
It's new.
It was yesterday.
Yes, it was then.
And they don't get it there because they've had 10 years to deal with this.
Yes, totally. And they need to give their wife 10 years to deal with it.
Exactly.
It doesn't take that long, actually. But so if not having all the truth all at one time prolongs the process.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why when we do intensives, they do a Polygraph Monday. I know.
So we have Miracle Mondays, you have Polygraph
We
Mondays.
have Polygraph Mondays, which are Miracle Mondays, because what
They
happens
are.
is it's like, like this week we had a lady for 20 years who's been lied to by her husband.
Yeah.
And on Monday, he came clean.
Yeah.
It was 3 prostitutes, and he had an affair for a few years, and
Yeah.
but she didn't know any of that. Wow. So she got trashed in one sense, but relieved in the other. She's like, I'm so glad I know. Then she start putting her life together, as women do. They start reorganizing. Okay, I wasn't pregnant then. This was after the child. And they start organizing their life around the truth of the story, right? And then they can move forward.
And they're putting pictures together of why things happened.
Yeah,
when
and
they
then the other guy on
Things start to
Monday,
make sense.
he took a polygraph test, and it was just masturbation, just pornography. I think there was one strip club, and that was it. And that was many years
And his
ago.
wife might have suspected 500 million things
Oh,
more.
she was like, okay,
Blowing
so
it way out.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, now we know how big your boogeyman is. Your boogeyman's this big. Now the lady sitting next to you in group, her boogeyman's this big.
Right.
But your boogeyman's this big.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. So, but now all those things about, well, is he doing things with other people? Is he doing this? Did he do that? Is out of her brain.
Yes.
So the most important factor is getting as much truth up front.
It gets it
and at
settled.
one time.
Closure,
Well,
settled.
a lot of times the offending partner wants, well, I don't want to hurt them. Well, no, you want.
You already did.
You want to hurt them. That's why you had an affair.
Right.
That's why you're doing the pornography.
Right.
You want to hurt them.
Right.
So that's not true. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be honest about what you've done. You don't want to hurt you. Okay, but what a man loves is what he protects. You got to stop protecting you and start protecting her. She needs a,
And there's
needs
this
a
warped
baseline of
idea
truth.
that you're protecting someone if you don't tell them the truth. It's a warped thinking.
It's warped thinking.
Yes, it is.
And then the once the truth is out, there's such a relief, you
Yes.
know, and all the shame and guilt that you've been holding. But what this series is so helpful with is that it's like, okay, now that I've got the truth out, now I'm going to begin to see with new eyes.
Yeah, totally.
Of the damage and the pain that I've caused the individual. So it's not just getting the truth out, but it's recognizing the consequences of my choices.
Absolutely.
But that God can heal these things.
Absolutely, in a very compassionate way. I think this product is very compassionate for the offending person. Like, okay, so what's happened, but there's hope, there's healing, and here's what you can do, and you can be part of the solution. Yes, you were the problem, but you're part of the solution, and you can help her heal.
Excellent.
Okay, through this process.
Doug, this has just been wonderful.
So
Thank
valuable.
you. Thanks for everything that you do in helping the body of Christ. The series, the DVD series, is entitled Helping Her Heal. We're going to tell you exactly how to get a copy of that. And as well, you've been seeing Doug's information there with regards to heart counseling center in Colorado Springs, his website, again, a myriad of resources that are there. But again, please get a copy of this. We're going to take a short break and tell you exactly how. And then we'll be back with Dr. Doug, and he's going to bring a prescription today of what you can do practically to begin to apply this to your life. We'll be back right after this.
As we close today's program, I know you've enjoyed it so much. I know this is helping you. I am so thankful that you're watching the program today. And we've asked Dr. Doug Weiss to help us. What can we do? We're going to order the product, yes, but what can we do today to either be that woman that we can begin our healing, or what can we do as a man to help our wives or the important women in our life heal?
Absolutely. Well, for the man, let me talk to him first. Okay, so if you're involved in something and you think you're keeping a secret and you're married to a daughter of God, God's your father-in-law, not just your father. Okay, so he's going to expose you. So here's the way I suggest you do that. Go to your pastor, tell him what you've done, and then bring your wife into a meeting with your pastor and tell her what you've done, so that she can feel safety that you are covering her with her spiritual covering, and that she can know that you're committed to a path of healing because of what you've done, the way you brought her into the process. Don't just go home tonight and tell her something that you've done and just let her cry on the floor and have no help or support. Let someone be able to care for her. For you as a woman, if you found out something about your husband, maybe you caught him on the internet, or you caught some texting, or you see some social network thing he's doing that's inappropriate, or actually an affair, you're going to need some care, because that bullet that's gone in there, he's not going to be able to totally do everything you need him to do. He's not mature enough. If he was, he would have protected you to begin with. So I really encourage you to get either some telephone counseling or get a woman in your life or a spiritual mentor that you can share the process that we're going to talk about in the next show, the grief process, the pain process, and so that you can really heal up from this and take what the enemy has brought into your life here and that your spouse has brought into your life, and turn it around and be a blessing to those that are around you. You can be a healer. Even if this is your mess, God can make it your message.
Wow, thank you.
Good.
What hope there is in that.
Oh, a lot of hope.
Absolutely. The series, Helping Her Heal, and today, you're beginning that commitment to a path of healing.